Hey everybody, so what I'm going to try to answer here is what are the most and least fun to drive fuel efficient cars. Before we go too far into this, we need to define some definitions. First one, what is an efficient car? And that's fairly easy, it's the lowest fuel cost possible. Second is, what is the fun to drive? What does it mean to be fun to drive? And that typically means a car that responds to your inputs well, accelerates when needed, stops on a dime, loves going in the corners, and all of those things are probably directly related to its horsepower to weight ratio. Hence, the lower the weight, the higher the horsepower, the more fun the car should be. Then we got to go look at is, if we combine the two, what is an efficient and fun to drive car? And what I did is, what I mean by that is, if you increase your MPGs anymore, you're not going to save any significant amount of money, and probably you wanted to have the highest horsepower at any MPG possible. So that would be the kind of the two criteria for having the most efficient, fun to drive car. What these curves here are trying to do is find a sweet spot to MPG and cost savings. So if you look at here, if you're driving 10,000 miles a year and gas costs around $3, well, once you get to around the 20 MPG point, you're really not gonna save all that much money because, well, you're not spending all that much money on gas anyway. But on the other hand, if gas is $5 and you're driving 25,000 miles a year, well, you really have to get in the 40 MPG range for that curve to really flatten out. So what I did is, if you look at the 30 point, at that point, no matter what the gas price is and how much you're driving, the curves are really starting to flat out. So any additional increase in MPG is not really going to leave you to much savings. So you can see at $4 a gallon and 15,000 miles driving, you're spending about $2,000. At 40, you're spending $1,500. So you're really not gonna save that much more. And if you drive even less, or gas is cheaper, on the other hand, at $3, you're spending $1,500. And at 40, you're spending close to $1,200. So that's why I did is pick the 30 MPG point and found all of the cars that are expected to get combined city and highway 30 MPGs or so, between 28 and 30 something, and calculated their horsepower to weight ratio. From that, you can see that the Mini Cooper S and the Scion are leading the way. They're very close to each other. BMW did pretty well, and also the Civic Si. A couple surprises are the Hyundai and the Toyota hybrids are also in the top 10. On the other hand, at the bottom of the list is the Honda Insight, which is fairly well known. The Chevy Spark, which I believe is something new from Chevy. Honda Civic Hybrid, that's a surprise to me at least. And the other major surprise is the BMW Z4. Was not expecting it to be so low. And the Lexus and the Prius hybrids are fairly well known for not being all that fun to drive. So anyway, so here's the top and the bottom cars as regarding to fun to drive, i.e. horsepower to weight ratio.